We are talking about millions of people whose livelihood, whose habitation, whose identity, whose existence in their own ecosystem will be severely challenged.
Due to industrialization all around the world, there has been a recent phenomenon of global warming attributed primarily to increasing atmospheric carbon dioxide. The increase in temperature has caused glacier melting, which has resulted in the rising of sea levels. A lot of land has been taken over by the water that causes displaced communities. Some families and communities have already started to suffer from the negative side of climate change, forced to leave their homes in search of a new beginning. Climate change is ignoring country borders, making it a global problem. With the issue of climate change, where will these communities go? There is a need to design physical infrastructure intelligently to complement the social infrastructure of disaster-prone regions. Climate proofing, the ability to design with a future of climate change in mind, and adapting to the rising sea levels. Planning what to do with the water once it's there instead of focusing solely on evacuation. This is a belief of not rebuilding after every disaster. The initiatives carried out in Rotterdam and Singapore has improved the quality of life of its inhabitants by designing their physical infrastructure to adapt to the issue of water. Rotterdam has built flexible barriers like the Maasland Storm Surge Barrier, multifunctional water squares, flood-proof and floating buildings, as well as smarter power grids designed to reduce energy consumption. Singapore has also taken action in climate proofing, such as the Marina Barrage, the implementation of better transport system that has been elevated above ground, as well as facilities to desalinate seawater and treating wastewater. As important as these intelligently designed infrastructures are, it is equally important to design spaces for social interaction between individuals in a community. Public areas such as streets and restaurants provide avenues where social connections are made with the end result of a resilient community that can not only combat through tough times but also provide an atmosphere of security and an enhanced quality of life. Community buildings benefit neighborhoods as they bring people together, but also act as a safe place when a disaster strikes. Places like libraries and community halls can be built to adapt to climate change because people prefer places that feel comfortable and see faces that they're familiar with. This is the notion of social infrastructure. The engagement and commitment of the communities are crucial in the success of social infrastructure. With this communal support, existing and future development of physical infrastructure will strengthen the networks that promote health and prosperity during ordinary times. Bangladesh is a low-lying riverine country located in South Asia. It is a broad deltaic plain subject to frequent flooding. It is one of the most densely populated countries with 1,203 people that live in 1 square kilometre of land, compared to Australia with only 3 people per square kilometre. As it is one of the most populated and one of the poorest nations on earth, Bangladesh is rated as the country most at risk and most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. Developing countries such as Bangladesh do not have a history of large emissions of greenhouse gases, and thus have not contributed significantly to the causes of climate change. So it is the responsibility of the industrialized countries which have caused the problem to support the people in the developing countries to mitigate climate risks and help them to adapt to the changes. But they cannot just wait for help, they have to act now and do something to survive.
It's an issue of consumption without respect for the limits of nature. Those who are responsible for the crisis will have to take that population, and that is the rich industrialized nations. So, United States might have to accommodate huge number of population. How many people will Germany have to take? How many people will US have to take?
I am from the same community. I grew up here. Every year I saw how schools are closed. I always wanted to address the issue.
Mohammad Rizwan, a local architect in Bangladesh, optimized the country's resilient spirit by coming up with a simple idea of the boat. He believes if children cannot come to school, the school should go to them. In search of cheap materials, Rizwan went to the port city of Chittagong, where old ships go to die. He bought a handful of lifeboats, and with the use of locally found timber, he built his first school. He also installed solar-powered batteries to run the boat, as well as computers for classrooms and trainings. With the community volunteers helping him build the boat, Rizwan started his first school in 2002. Each boat makes 4 or 5 stops to pick up kids near their homes and docks for the rest of the school day. They run the school 3 times a day so that working children can make full use of the facility. Other than education, another big need here is basic medical care. With the nearest healthcare center miles and miles away, majority of the people have never seen a doctor in their whole life. Introducing boats for healthcare with volunteer doctors, the local people are benefited from these services. This innovative project shows that Bangladesh has a culture of living with nature and is able to adapt to whatever nature throws at them. Adaptation is exactly what this project has done. The use of boats to carry out functions such as schools, health centers, library, training boats, and movie nights for the community has had many advantages. The key benefit is that the boat can travel to different locations, which eliminates the need for individuals to travel where transportation is a significant barrier. Since the start of this project in 2002, there has been an increasing number of girls attending classes. With 2/3 of the girls getting married before the age of 18, it provides them with more options in life. In creating a blueprint for shared survival, Rizwan's training boats offers information for farmers regarding sustainable farming and encourages them to produce different variety of crops. During night times, it gets really dark here. In the rural areas, 4 out of 5 people have no access to electricity and often stay home at night. The training boats equipped with the battery-powered projectors are changing the way of life here. They have arranged movie nights for families in the riverbanks, which is reducing the social and religious barrier in rural Bangladesh. Another innovation is the kerosene lamp, redesigned as solar lamp, which is charged with surplus energy on the boat from solar panels. Villagers pay a small fee to trade in the lanterns with a fully charged one. This has helped many families to work and study at night, which otherwise would have been a dark one.
It will not be only Bangladesh that will go underwater. New York will go underwater, London will go underwater, Tokyo will go underwater.
The temperatures climbed. The vast fields of ice at its poles melted, and the oceans rose. Centuries later, few people remain. In this place they know only as Water World.
We had 5 projects from Bangladesh here, but none of the project gets supported. So second time here at the World Bank, and I was expecting that we might have a chance. I'm not satisfied with what we have achieved so far, because satisfaction ends everything. We need to reach more people, we need to reach more community, we need to bring more solutions. We have to fight. We have to find a way to survive.